It's just too hard to do it on our own. Weird. Here we go. Right. Ready. Hey everybody, welcome to Lunch Breaks.
Welcome to Lunch Breaks. It's September the 3rd on a Wednesday. Johnny, punk rock.
It's not punk rock,
TV.
man. At least punk rock could go out and get started. My problem is we false start. I false start too much.
It's all right.
And I'm tired of it. And I don't know how to fix it because I don't think I'm detail oriented enough. But enough about me.
It is Wednesday, and that means it's another WackAi Wednesday.
WackAi.
Yeah, there is some wacky stuff we're going to talk about today too. It's pretty crazy. Yesterday was a little slower. Today we've got a lot on tap. We've got a lot of interesting things to talk about.
Yes.
One of the things that I know we're going to talk about is water consumption. We're concerned about that.
Water consumption with AI.
Yes, AI water consumption, and what does it mean? And does it matter? Because right now you'll see a lot of headlines rallying people to be concerned about it.
Well, look at also who's writing it. Greenwatch.com, savethewater.com. We talked about this last night on our radio show about let's say 5-6 years ago, 4 years ago, about Bitcoin and all the green panicans that, the death cult of the earth is dying, every second. We won't have an earth in 10 years. They were constantly not looking at the benefits of Bitcoin or what Bitcoin was. It was always about the power.
Yeah.
Well, how much power and how evil it is.
Traditional financial system, it's a drop in the bucket.
And I'm not saying, hold on, and I'm not saying there's not problematic things. I'm just saying if you focus only on the Greta Thunberg view of the world, you don't see the, Michael Saylor part of the world. You don't see upside for yourself. You just, again, it goes back to that thing of be discerning in the things that includes listening to me, you, anybody else you love or hate.
Oh, yeah.
Just be discerning.
Question everything I say.
Everybody has an agenda, and that, I'm not saying anything new here. You all know that, but it's just, it's interesting to just, it's not interesting. It's like watching a playbook.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but.
Well,
today we'll talk about
people are starting to wake up to the playbook a little more, though.
Yeah, I think. The last 8 years is one of the greatest things. Love or hate Trump. One of the things he did was he took the masks off of everybody: the journalists, the opposition, the GOP, the Democrats. Now we're starting to see. Oh, I see what you really look like. Right. And everybody's still lying and everybody's still manipulating, but that's what you do in mass media and especially in politics, more so than in entertainment. But it is that thing of I can see you for who you are now, and now I can start making better decisions.
Yes, it makes a difference.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about WackAi Wednesday.
Well, hold on, real quick. Let's go to what are you eating?
Always a good lunch question.
And this is super easy for me today. Today I would go to Callahan's because it's a Wednesday, and a nice website, JT and Richie. Very nice website. Man, they have some great. Callahan's is known for their burgers and their food, but boy, they have a lot of music. So let's go to their eats. Let's see here. I don't think this is going to be on. This is a special. Today is the LA burger.
And it's really good. And
the LA burger is at Callahan's. The reason why it's so unbelievable is that it is Conecuh sausage.
Yes, it is.
Mixed in with the ground beef.
Yes.
And
you can only get them until they're sold out.
That's right. And mostly only on Wednesdays. Sometimes they carry over, but not a whole lot. But those burgers are big, baby. And again, so it's fantastic food. I'll put their Reuben up with anybody's, and I also like their Irish dip, which is their French dip,
Mm-hmm.
and they're really good stuff. So that's Callahan's in Midtown and Oakley.
In Oakley, recently named the best dive bar in America by somebody.
That's right. I think it was Dive Bar in Alabama.
Maybe.
But yes. But fantastic food. So do you agree with me on
I think that's an easy choice.
Yes.
Yeah, I had some Conecuh over the weekend, and every time I have it, it reminds me of just how good it is.
So have you been to the Conecuh gift shop on the way heading up I-65 to Montgomery?
I have seen the Conecuh Taj Mahal, but I have not been there yet.
It is quite good.
Yeah.
And I will say Conecuh and Billy's Bacon.
Yeah, I love Billy's Bacon.
Make great Christmas gifts for anybody.
Yep.
But it's really great for people who have moved away because they can't get Conecuh in parts of the country. Yeah, that's why it's really good gifts.
When I had the restaurant, we had Billy's Bacon. And without a doubt, people would stop and compliment and say, wow, that bacon is really good. What do you do differently? Yeah,
$15 a pack too. But hold on. But Billy said he wanted, well, he has a great restaurant too, right?
Yeah.
What was it called? Old 97?
Yeah.
Something like
28, Old 28.
Yeah, sorry about that. But look up Billy's Bacon and you'll find his restaurant's phenomenal. What I loved about Billy, he wants his bacon to be seen as an entree, not as something side. Like make dishes where the bacon is like pork chop.
That's right.
Is like ham, is like, ground beef. So I think that's really, really cool. And it's phenomenal food.
Dude, it's so good. Love it when a local business can crank out a product that good.
And he also has great packaging. Kudos to Lewis Advertising for the design of that. And also, I love his story where his curing area is right next to his music where the bands play.
It's like the bacon's been serenaded.
And the bacon has been serenaded. And that's part of why it's so tender and wonderful and spicy.
The lore of the bacon.
But again, what's that? Brand Story or Story Brand?
Story Brand.
He was doing that well before Story Brand was, was a best-selling book. So
that's cool.
But yeah, kudos to you, Billy. Billy's Bacon.
Billy's Bacon.
Billy's Bacon. Again, great gifts, great food. It is fantastic.
If you're looking to type it in, it's Bill-E.
That's right.
Not
Bill-E. Right. Billy's Bacon. That's right. So let's look at what's a trending.
There's a lot trending today.
So this is a little sickening to me. Shine's website appears to use Luigi Mangione, the alleged assassin of the United Health CEO,
that's right,
to model a spring-summer shirt.
And it goes back to the same question. Like, it looks like him, but if it's an AI rendering, and say, give me somebody that's similar, it's not him.
Right.
But they're obviously playing off that.
Yeah. And
you know what? The weird thing is, what if it is really him?
Yeah, but how do they? Well, hold on.
Just get a picture from the internet.
Of course, that probably is. Well, you're right. Is that really? I don't know if really face good enough.
I don't know, but that's what they're going for.
But also, is he getting paid for it?
Certainly not.
Yeah, I would think.
Right?
Not.
You wouldn't sign that guy to.
I don't know, man. We live in a weird world where when people take a sign.
Shein is a Chinese website, so I think they're doing whatever they want.
Good for you, Scott. You always go deep. So. This is not so great news here. Not that was good news. Salesforce drops 4,000 support jobs. I'm guessing those are probably mid-level coders.
No, they're all tech support.
They're
like, when you have a problem with Salesforce, you call in for customer service.
Right.
So these are CSRs that are getting replaced.
Right. And then this is kind of a trend we have going here. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
But here's the thing. There is nowhere for these 4,000 people to go to get this next job.
Right. But don't you think
this just puts more pressure on places like we're about to see?
Okay. So here's my question though. Were these outsourced to Philippines?
No, these were AI, meaning artificial intelligence, not another Indian.
No. What I'm saying was, are they replacing?
No, they're
replacing American jobs.
Yeah, they cut 4,000 American jobs to replace it with AI, artificial intelligence.
Right.
Not when we say AI, there's the joke in the industry that AI could be an H-1B,
right?
Another Indian.
I got you.
Taking the job.
I got you. Or Philippines.
Yes. But that doesn't match AI. That's the joke. Get it? Another.
I don't know, man.
Indian AI.
Oh, Oh, another Indian AI.
Yeah. Are you getting replaced by AI?
Another Philippine would be AP. I gotcha. So
now you're tracking.
Now I'm tracking.
Boy, that was a long one. That took too long.
That was a long walk for a short bridge.
That's right.
So this is McDonald's pricing is out. Pricing is out. Prices have doubled over the last decade.
Yeah.
So
and the CEO of McDonald's said yesterday that, I think he said in-store sales were down 10% year over year, and they attribute a lot of that to people skipping breakfast.
Again,
financial pressure.
Yeah, and that was I always read that the breakfast was always the profit center for McDonald's. And I haven't been to McDonald's in years. Oh, that's not true. I've got the number 7 I've gotten on the road recently, which is the 2 cheeseburger special with fries. Did they have 24/7 breakfast or not?
Depends on the store.
Depends on the store.
They did for a while.
Well, I think after COVID or during COVID, they did that because that was going to be their saving. That was going to be their silver bullet. Was like, whoa, if we offer 24/7 breakfast, supposedly their profits would jump 10% like immediately.
Yeah.
So obviously, you're saying that a lot of it has to do pricing themselves out of lunch and dinner.
Right.
So you can't take a family of 4 or 5 anymore, and they used to be at a cheap kind of like treat, now you might as well go to like Denny's or something.
Well, here's the problem: is a family of 5 like mine would cost $50 at McDonald's.
Yeah,
but at Denny's would cost $80.
Oh, okay, all right.
You can't even take a family of 5 to Denny's or Cracker Barrel or any of those kind of places that used to be the budget-friendly places.
Right.
I mean, you still take them there, but nothing's budget.
No, but you have to. That's like somebody's. Like something has happened, or it's a special night. It's not just like I don't want to cook tonight. Let's just
right.
But I saw
but their pricing. So it goes back to this, right? So we've got 4,000 people who are customer service reps. They're now going to be unemployed, and they enter into a world where even fast food costs twice as much as it did 10 years ago. So it's like the economic pressures on people are becoming intolerable.
Yes,
and something will break soon, and I don't know what it is, but it's not just gonna be one thing. But delinquencies are up across the board.
Yeah,
commercial real estate has the most vacancy it's had in its history. This is the first time we've had more homes for sale than people want to buy them in several years.
That can buy them. Couldn't even get a loan.
Car loans are now
okay. I got a thing on that. I got a thing on that. So so let's see this real quick. So. Boom, they're right there. Let's see here. Cars are so expensive that buyers need 7-year loans, which dealerships hate that. 7-year loans that everybody it's costing you a ton of money, the consumer, and the dealerships aren't moving their 3.25 a year cars anymore because now you're having to hold the car a lot longer.
Yeah, but now the question is, how many of these dealerships are offering their own financing?
Well, of course they do. If you're smart, you do. I mean, if you can
afford it, yeah.
And then the recent graduate rate of unemployment has now surpassed overall employment, which we knew that was coming because there's a lot going on with that. It's the AI. So companies figuring out AI, what we can be doing to move forward.
Yeah.
The tariff issues are still creating a lot of uncertainty.
Certainly.
And so there's a lot of people that are holding powder right now.
Yep.
A lot of companies are saying, maybe we don't need to worry about that incoming class this year. Let's kind of figure things out and readjust and shuffle the deck a little bit and see how much productivity we can get with AI.
Yeah. And I think that because of the increase in productivity of your remaining employees, there's no pressure to add new employees right now.
Right. Because you're finding out new productivity.
You're actually producing more with the people you currently have. And reducing headcount like this with 4,000 jobs, that's just going to increase money to the shareholders.
Yeah,
the people holding the stock.
Well, again,
right. But here it goes back to who holds the stock. 10% of the population holds about 50% of the stock.
Right.
So that all those benefits from unemployment are accruing to those that can afford to buy stocks in these companies.
Well, fiduciary responsibility. Look it up, people.
I'm not blaming.
No. Hold on. I'm just bringing up the idea. Like somebody says they shouldn't be doing that. It's like they literally, if they weren't doing that, it'd be fraud. You have a fiduciary responsibility. There's a show called Fallout.
Yeah.
You watch Fallout at
No.
all? It's on Amazon Prime. It's pretty
I'll
good.
check it out.
Goggins is in it. Walter Goggins.
Oh, I love him.
He
He's so funny.
plays this like radiated dude with no nose. It's a good villain.
It's based on the
video
game, right?
game, correct?
Yeah.
But there's a whole thing in there of like, wait a minute, you're creating for a profit nuclear fallout shelters. And the idea is we only sell more, or we only show you need me if there's actually a nuclear war.
Right.
Yeah. Again, it's pretty wild.
It's like your story from the show last night about Nikola Tesla building a doomsday device.
Yes.
And so tell that story.
Okay. So the U.S. government commissioned Nikola Tesla to create a doomsday device.
Okay.
He actually made one. Now they could not test it, not the actual device. They probably did smaller things.
Yeah.
Because when his assistant said, "Are we going to test this?" he said, "Oh no, we can never test this. It would burn the stratosphere and the whole atmosphere would set on fire."
Oh, okay.
And the guy said, "Does it work?" He goes, "Yes, it probably works." That's what Nikola Tesla said.
I guess pretty smart.
Yeah. And so Nikola Tesla, check him out. Amazing. There's a thing called the Tesla Files, or a pretty good TV show. My friend was on, Jason Stapleton. The U.S. government, the day after Tesla died, the U.S. government came in probably before the CIA, which was the OSS, came in, and there was 54 steamer trunks that were numbered with all of his writings and patents and everything. And only 27 steamer trunks have ever been found.
Interesting.
Yes.
So it's the missing of the missing story of the story of the missing steamer trunks.
Yeah, that was what the Tesla Files was about. Yeah. Unfortunately, it didn't go very long on the Learning Channel.
Well, they must not have found anything.
Well, I think the idea,
well,
the thing is, they could have looked forever if the ratings were up, but I'm sure the ratings suck.
What about this one with Oak Island in Canada, where they've been looking for this treasure for 10 seasons?
Wait, is that the one where?
And the island is like 300 yards across.
But if the show is cheap,
yeah,
and you have enough ratings and you can get advertising money, you'll run that thing for Look, man, this is the thing I say all the time about news and everything. If it gets eyeballs, it will stay on TV.
That's true.
And you don't worry. It's like a winning football team.
Yeah.
Nobody cares about the stupid little stuff like painting fingernails and all that weird stuff when people are winning. Now, I thought it was kind of a little hinky, but the problem is that stuff doesn't bother you until there's problems with usually the money coming in.
So you're all right with Ryan Williams and his fingernails painted?
No, but I always thought it was a little goofy.
Well, if you haven't had 100 yards receiving in 10 straight games, you haven't scored a touchdown since Mercer of last year, you get less flexibility.
Well, and I still said, I don't give us, again, look, youth culture is for the youth, and I am not youthful. I don't understand them and don't try to understand them.
Yeah.
It's just goofy. So I always thought it was goofy, but hey, you know what? He got an NIL deal out of it. So at least as an entrepreneur, I'll give him credit for that.
There you go.
So maybe Builder-Bear will let him do for his emotional, emotional support doll that he had. Maybe Build-A-Bear will hook him up. He's got to start getting more yardage for anybody's who's giving NIL.
That's right.
So.
If you want to keep your NIL money, you got to perform.
So I will stop with my football conversation. I have the question of the day, Scott.
Tell me, what is the question of the day?
Question of the day is, if I won the Powerball,
okay,
1.6 billion dollars, what's with a B?
Yeah,
Scott, what would you do with if you won the Powerball?
You have to play to win, so that's the first part.
No, you've already won it, Jack.
I would vanish for at least a year.
With your family or without your?
With my family. No, with my family.
Be specific.
Yeah,
that's probably wait, hello?
No, you got to take a year and vanish and get everything figured out.
That's pretty good.
What's going on.
So it's almost like we got to regroup here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We got to reboot.
Because the whole world just flipped on its head.
Right.
So yeah, okay.
And there's a really high percentage of people that win the lottery and go immediately bankrupt.
God, how in the world would you piss away $550 million? I'm sure you can do it. Don't get me wrong. I know, but they're also reckless, kind of like whatever that class of psychosis is. But those are high risk,
Johnny
people.
Depp and his $100,000 worth of wine a month.
Yeah,
you can put a dent in your 50 million or your 500 million, but still 500.
Okay, so you do all of your planning. You get your consultants. You use your AI consultant. Whatever you do, right?
Yeah.
How are you re-entering back into society?
With a plan to help people bridge this AI revolution.
So you get them to join the military?
With a plan. I don't know. maybe I create my own private security
Maybe you
force.
make your own army. There you go.
There's providing jobs.
Okay.
But even still, like 550 million is a lot of money for one person, but it's not a lot of money
for a corporation. Correct.
Yeah.
Right. And yes, so okay, there's the philanthropic and what is the Scott's going to buy something? What was Scott's going to buy something be?
I think I would.
You haven't thought about this at all, have you?
No, because it's like,
I know.
Why am I wasting my time on this effort?
Yeah.
I would probably buy as much Bitcoin as I could.
Well, again, that's not. I mean, that could be fun, but yes, I would diversify. I would diversify my money, but that's what you're doing with your consultants and stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing with my year. I don't really need it's not enough to buy the Atlanta Braves.
No.
So it's like I don't really need.
I know what you'd like.
What would I like?
You could buy a franchise in the Banana League.
I would do that.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like you could be the Mobile Shucker or whatever the heck you want to call it.
That's true. If that was an opportunity, I don't think Jesse's going to sell franchises though. I think he's going to build it all out himself.
Well, maybe you could buy your way into a management job.
Maybe that. Or you know what I would do? I've got it. Here's what I would do, Johnny. I would start the Savannah Bananas of softball.
Oh, right.
And I would build a league that my daughters could go play in if they wanted to. But if not, fast pitch softball is still so much fun to watch.
Fast pitch,
women's fast pitch.
And that's the thing about, talk about a women's sport, especially in the South anyway. I'm sure it's nationwide. It gets a lot of people to go see women's fast pitch softball.
Yeah.
Man. Holy moly.
I mean, the SEC schools are regularly selling out their stadiums.
Yeah. Probably more so than a lot of the men's baseball teams.
It's a different sport.
Well, if I'm saying, but if the men's baseball team is mid, mid, like Alabama's got a very mid baseball team. I think the women's softball, which has been like a kind of contender a lot, I think they actually eclipse the fans going.
If you find baseball boring because it's too slow, softball remedies that because the bases are shorter, the mound is closer.
Oh, it's not everything. It's not the same.
No, the field is so much smaller.
God, that makes it crazy. And so it makes the fields on the campuses. Man, you have to create all these different fields and stuff. Right. I don't know about that.
But what it does is it makes everything tighter, so the action is a lot faster.
Is it still 9 innings?
7 innings.
7 innings. Okay, well, okay, that makes sense. Okay. Yeah. Well, and I would be. Hold on. I love going to a baseball game for the experience, but I don't watch baseball. I don't have the patience.
It's this weird thing where really die-hard baseball fans want to go to a 4-hour game and sit at the ballpark, but the casual fan does not want that.
Well, no, I've heard it's the point of I like the serenity of the 4-hour slow game where I'm sitting there. No, I get it. Don't get me wrong.
Some people like that, but
also, I've never played baseball. It's never been like, it's just not, I mean, baseball's big in the South. Don't get me wrong, but it was never part of my life.
You like what you like, right?
Yeah.
But what they did with the baseball is they included a pitch clock to make the game move faster. They limited how many times you can throw the ball over to first base. They limited how often you can step out. It's like everything they can do to make the game go faster. And it feels like they're learning some lessons from the Savannah Bananas and incorporating that into
Major League Baseball is doing that too, right?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Major League Baseball is incorporating.
Yeah.
They are actively. It's almost like the Bananas are serving as a testing ground for how fans would react.
I bet you the Major League Baseball people hate it, absolutely hate it. But other than they do want more fans in the stands. They want more eyeballs on their product.
Yeah.
So,
well, like anything else, it's about incentives.
Yeah.
Right. Whatever you incentivize people to do, that's what they're going to do. It's the same reason people complain about baseball and say, "Oh, there's too many strikeouts." Well, we don't punish players for strikeouts in contract negotiations. So we're not incentivizing them to not strike out.
Right.
We're incentivizing them to hit
swing,
home runs.
To swing
hard. And when you swing hard, you're going to miss often.
Yeah.
And people go, "Oh, there's no more table setters in the game," because they don't get paid. Their agents are telling them,
"Oh, right.
You don't want to bunt. We don't get paid when you bunt."
Moneyball.
Yeah,
Yeah, the Moneyball player is exactly that. Okay, he's making right above league minimum, and
nobody wants to be
you're
that
a
guy.
good deal. You're a value per swing.
Right.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to be the value per swing guy.
Which you probably could spend 14 years in the league if you did that, but who knows?
Maybe.
Well, I mean, if you're seeing, again, it's that idea of like, do I want it all in 3 years or do I want to play 15 years? And then you never know, like your body can just fail you too.
So baseball is interesting because it's the only sport that has fully guaranteed contracts. So if you sign a $170 million contract, you're getting paid that money, Jack.
Woo.
Even if they cut you. So a big thing in baseball is actually trading a player away just to get rid of their contract. And you will even pay. Like, let's say you owe that player $30 million for a season, you might give the other team $10 million and the player.
But aren't they
just to take them off?
But they're clearing the decks because they have a cap.
They
right?
do no cap in baseball.
There's no cap in baseball.
No cap in baseball. So you have huge disparities.
But how is that whole? What do you mean? There's no. I thought the whole thing was like Oakland A's had this very low salary.
They did.
Okay, so you're saying there is salary caps?
No, there is no salary cap. There's no maximum on how much you can spend. So some teams like the Yankees and Mets and Dodgers are spending $300 million. Teams like the Marlins and Brewers might be spending $40 or $50 million.
And that has to do with the owner. That's what
has to do with the owner.
Oh, I got you. I see. The league doesn't put a league doesn't put a limit on it. The ownership says, "Whoa, I didn't get into this. Spend $500 million."
Well, they have a luxury tax, which means if you spend over a certain amount, you have to pay in like 20% into the pool to be distributed to the other teams. So, but what a lot of these owners are doing is they use it just as like a asset to borrow off of.
Look, Eric Erdman's
excellent.
Hey, Eric Erdman, congrats on your songwriter and song of the year that he's been nominated for, and a Grammy nomination for an album that he is on.
A Grammy nominated artist is watching the show.
Grammy nominated artist and a friend of ours, which is wonderful. But Eric Erdman says diehard baseball fan here, and he is, because when he's out on the road, which he's out on the road probably 300 days out of the year, he goes to different parks.
So that's what I would want to do. All right, what would I do if I won the $1 billion?
Yes,
I would spend 2 months and I'd go to every ballpark in the country.
Would you rent a jet or would you get a driver and go RV?
I think I would RV it.
I think I would too, because I'd want to see America. Yeah,
that's the experience.
Yeah, I think that's what I think. What I would do is create. If I won the Powerball, yes, I would disappear for a while because you kind of have to, for everybody's sanity and everybody coming out of the woodwork trying to get their hands in your pockets. I think I would figure out something I would start with the driver and pay people that I wanted to go with me.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I don't want to do it alone.
Oh, listen, if I win a $1.6
Stacey wouldn't leave. Stacey would, because she loves teaching so much. She'd have to meet me on the road as she goes. Yeah. So that's not, again, but if you have $550 million, that's not a problem anymore. All that's done.
If I got $550 million, my friends are going to be able to go on this trip without issue. Yeah. Because I'm just going to buy them out of their jobs.
Yeah, but they got to go back.
Not if you give them $5 million.
That's true. That's true.
I would take about 10 people. Yeah. Who's going to be the 10? Who's going to make the cut?
Everybody starts.
Everybody's shuffling around now.
Would you have like a Hunger Games, Squid Game thing?
Mr. Beast style competition to see who makes the
who makes the cut.
Who makes the cut? That's what I would do with my money, Johnny.
Okay, so I would. Okay, you could also make money on the content of that.
Exactly. I think Eric said he either wants to take a hot air balloon to each game, or this is what he would do if he won the. How 18th
century of him, by the way. Right? Very 18th century of him.
It's baseball and hot air balloons.
Baseball and hot air balloons. He is. That's some toxic nostalgia right there.
I don't think it's toxic. I think it's just good old fashioned.
I have seen some horrible YouTube hot air balloon accidents where I will never get an hot air balloon.
But hot air.
Have you seen some of those things?
I don't have to see them. I can look at what's happening here. There is no escape plan.
It's like carnies are running these things and letting these people, and they just forget to hold or tie down the thing, and it just floats away.
And you're in a wicker basket. So Eric says he would take the hot air balloon to each game.
Again,
that's some Wizard of Oz style right there. I can like
it. Baron von Munchausen. You ever seen that? The Adventures of Baron von Munchausen.
What if you got a Zeppelin? And you just flew a Zeppelin at like 30 miles an hour to each game.
You put
a big billboard on the side of it.
Talk about a technology that they thought the days of the world. There is a building in Birmingham. I don't know if the top is still there, but there was actually a building that was being built, and this was the age of the Zeppelin. They thought the airships were was gonna take over.
Landing pad?
It had a tethering, so they had this big, massive pole.
Oh, they just
that you tethered it, and they had this,
reel you in.
No, I think again, I have to look at the drawings again, but the idea was you would go to this famous hotel, and this Zeppelin airship would come over, and then you had this docking procedure like a ship.
Yeah,
and they would tie it down. I guess they had the thing where you go up on the stairs, whatever. Yeah. But I was but by the way, never got used
when I was a kid
because it changed so fast.
When I was a kid and saw Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade,
I
thought, clearly this still exists, right?
Yeah, but it was the
Hindenburg.
It was like the day of infamy or whatever.
Yeah, the Hindenburg is what
it kind of caused a problem.
Caused an issue,
and if we still bring, how many? It's got to be over 100 years. Has to be, right? Yes, way over 100 years in pop culture lexicon of this day will live in infamy.
Well, I think the Hindenburg was in the 30s.
That's right.
So we're closing
pre World War II. You're correct. All right, talk about emerging technology. I sorry to jump like that. Even though I didn't say exactly what I would do with my Powerball, but I did say I'd go on a UFO trip. I would try to get into space. I would do that before I would do a hot air balloon. I would literally do a bomb strapped to my backside before I would get in a hot air balloon.
Eric says you need to live a little.
I'm going to space. That's living a little. Hello.
That's living a little.
Johnny the astronaut. Come on, man. That was a
Katy Perry can be an astronaut.
At least for a small bit. Most children said, "I'd like to be an astronaut."
Of course. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah. Well, you're scared of.
Well, I wanted to be a garbage man at first.
Well, why wouldn't you? Because they had cool trucks and you got to ride on the back of it.
Yeah. How cool is that?
All right. So we are going to go to our theme of the day, which kind of popped out of our radio show last night, Beyond the Blockchain. And we are going to talk about we'll let Agent Allie Lively. She's going to talk about AI usage and the consumption
Agent Allie Lively here, the Southern technocrat who can code in heels, hack a blockchain before brunch, and still the hostess with the mostess at an SEC tailgate. Today's mystery: the hidden water footprint of AI. Picture a packed stadium on a sweltering Saturday. AI is the game we're all watching. Water is the air conditioning. You only notice it when it's gone and folks start fanning themselves with church bulletins. Here's the story behind the scoreboard. Data centers run hot, like southern joggers in July, and many cool by evaporating water, sending it skyward in a shimmer you never see. The electricity feeding those racks has its own water shadow, especially when it comes from thirsty power plants. And upstream, chip factories bathe silicon in ultra-pure water until it shines like a debutante's pearls. Most of the sipping happens long before your prompt ever hits the field. How much for one chat? Early headlines waved around a whole water bottle per conversation. Bless their hearts. More careful estimates suggest a sip, not a chug. Think a few milliliters for a typical exchange, though heavier models and hotter days can push that higher. Location and timing matter. A cool, misty evening can be twice as kind as a scorcher at high noon. Training, though, that's the big gulp. Teaching a frontier model can draw millions of liters when you count the road trips, wrong turns, and restarts. It's our modern aqueduct, enormous up front, so the fountains flow later. Does it add up across billions of prompts? Sure does. Into the millions of liters per day. But perspective helps. Lawns in this country drink orders of magnitude more, and your burger often carries a hidden reservoir of its own. AI isn't Niagara Falls, but it isn't a shot glass either. Here's the twist. We can coach this team to sip. Smarter chips, immersion baths that cool without constant evaporation, sealed liquid loops aiming for near zero on the server floor, and workloads that chase cool nights and cleaner grids. Renewables barely touch water once built. The real power move is a bright scoreboard. Publish water use like we publish accuracy. And let cities, customers, and common sense pick the winners. Watch the carbon-water trade-offs, too. Dry cooling can raise power needs, so pair it with clean juice. My thesis? Make AI polite at the punch bowl. Choose providers who measure, recycle, and relocate to cooler, wetter climates when it helps. Prize efficient models like their SEC championships. Your prompt is a thimble. Our design choices are the bucket. I'm Agent Allie Lively, the blockchain belle, bionic, and bullish on an AI future that saves its water for sweet tea. Y'all stay hydrated and efficient.
It's a good report from Allie.
Good report.
It does take up water, but perspective matters.
Again,
We looked at it last night on the show.
yeah, we did.
And a hamburger, your one hamburger you have for lunch today, will overall cost 66 gallons of water to produce that
one hamburger. Now, that's not just the ground beef. That's the bread, the vegetables, and everything else, right?
I think so.
Okay, yeah, I would think so too. But we also looked at one almond, a California almond.
Yeah.
One almond was 1.1 gallon.
Yeah, up to 3.2 gallons.
Up to 3.2 gallons
per almond.
Per almond.
So when you eat that water.
So when I eat 100 almonds, which by the way, boy, you better have a bathroom close, brother.
Yeah, well.
Because those things are natural diuretics, my buddy.
Yeah,
natural, they'll get things moving. So,
if you had 100 of them, it'd be 320 gallons.
320 gallons.
All right. So what does that compare to other ways?
Okay. So this is a query that I saw. So water usage, so half a liter, which I don't know what a liter is because I'm not European. So just
think of like a 3-liter drink.
Okay. All right. 3-liter drink. So half a 3-liter drink.
No, a sixth of a 3-liter.
Sorry, you're right. All right. I'm not good with math. So 13 liters, right?
No, the number of queries, 13 queries.
Oh, equals a water bottle. Correct.
Yeah.
And so what's amazing to me is these models are using less water because they're getting more efficient.
Yeah. Every day.
So 1900 for or early, that's not the new Gemini. I think that's the older Gemini. This is 4.0 Chat GPT. This is 5.0. So that is a 1/10 of the cost of the last one for water.
Yep.
So a toilet flush, 6 liters, 154 on Chat GPT 5. Yeah, 23,000.
So here's the interesting thing, right?
Oh wait, I'm going backwards. Hold on, I'm going backwards.
Yeah,
it's doubling, right? No,
the more efficient. The models are getting more efficient.
Models are getting more efficient. That's what I thought. Water. I confused myself.
Yeah. So let's go down to shower for 10 minutes.
Okay, 90 liters.
All right. With a 10-minute shower equivalent, you can get 346,000 prompts out of Google Gemini.
Yeah.
All right. If you did 1,000 prompts a day, which you wouldn't, you're still looking at 90 liters worth of water for the entire year. So your individual use of Gemini, if you did 1,000 queries a day.
My goodness, that is efficient.
No, sorry, 100 queries a day. That's what you need. 100 queries a day is only worth a shower. Now, what the interesting thing is going to be some of these models that are doing deep research on scientific discoveries.
Oh, yeah, no.
Like you can't be upset if we get a breakthrough in cancer research because we burned through 3 million gallons of water.
Right. And Agent Allie Lively said where the big gulp comes in is training these
the original training of
the LLMs. Yeah. So because it's all of the relearning, unlearning, fix it, revise, back and forth. Right. I would be curious to see what Grok 4 took for the relearning of Grok 4.
I don't know. That'd be a good question. I don't know that they're ever going to want to release that. But all right, let's go back to what you were just talking about with those stats. Put those stats back up here, and I'm going to give us a couple more.
Okay.
But this will be for reference, right?
Sorry.
So this is watering your front lawn for 10 minutes, right? Same as a shower. Just the evaporation from your backyard pool. That's interesting.
Yeah, 100 to 160 liters,
Right. So are
Yeah.
we going to tell people they can't have private pools? Not anytime soon.
Right.
All right. But let's talk about what else. Your coffee that you love every morning. For every cup of coffee, it takes 34 gallons of water to get to that cup of coffee.
Okay, say that again.
A cup of coffee.
Yep.
It takes 34 gallons of water to grow the coffee beans that will then produce 1 cup of coffee.
Okay, I see.
So every time you drink a cup of coffee, you burned 34 gallons worth of water. Okay, think of it that way. Avocados, 240 gallons a pound. So that guacamole you have,
So it's probably what, 2.5 avocados?
yeah, maybe.
Yep.
Rice, which people eat a ton of.
Yeah.
Rice, 479 gallons a pound.
A pound.
So you and a friend go eat 8 ounces of rice each
Yep.
at lunch, and you are burned through the equivalent of 479 gallons of water.
So what we're getting at is don't buy all the headlines.
Mm-hmm.
While AI is a water guzzler, it fits in with our normal way of life. And we are guzzling water. And I never even knew until we talked about this yesterday on the radio. I never even thought about this. I never even thought about the infrastructure and what is needed for certain things. We just take it for granted because we're lucky to live in a world that's.
Yeah, we just go to the grocery store and
right.
the ground beef is on the shelf.
Yeah.
Right. We didn't have to water the cows and grow the feed and process it.
Yeah.
And everything goes
And one of the questions was, why couldn't we use seawater? Because we have an abundance of seawater.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what I read makes total sense. You cannot run seawater through the cooling process because of all the joints, the pipes, everything. The corrosiveness would eventually eat away at it so much that it would be inoperable in a very short amount of time.
So one of the things they've started doing is using immersion cooling. And that's where they literally put the chips into a liquid bath that doesn't corrode them to keep the temperature.
Have you seen the TNT mini series? It's called Halt and Catch Fire.
No.
Oh man. So Halt and Catch Fire was the early days of Texas, like compact computers.
Okay.
And Texas Instruments.
Yeah.
So they kind of made up these fake names. So they set it back in like mid 80s, early 80s, before the big gaming revolution and the big home computer revolution.
Okay.
And they kind of create this character that feels like a Wozniak, that kind of feels like a Bill Gates, kind of feels like a Steve Jobs.
Mm-hmm.
But they're trying to go from a 365 or 386 computer to a 486 before they went to a Pentium, which is a big step. So they were having to, in this production unit, R&D, they were having to take fish tanks and they were putting the new 486 chips in the water in the fish tanks to try to keep the heat down, which eventually they started figuring it out, right? But it was like so funny. I'm like, I didn't think about that. Now 486 would be less than I can't. That's nothing. I mean, I don't even know what a 486 even is anymore. Like, it wasn't megabytes. It might have been KBs.
Right.
Well,
to your point on efficiency, I saw an article yesterday that the Chinese have created a circuit the size of a thumbnail that can replace an entire rack.
Yeah.
6 racks of servers.
Yeah, that's
on
wild.
one thumbnail.
Again, what alien technology do we get to get the silicon chip?
Some kind.
Because that vacuum, there's a lot of people that said, please show to me the transition from vacuum tubes to a silicon chip. And I've yet not seen someone explain how we made that massive leap. Maybe I'm totally wrong, and maybe I read too many conspiracy theory stuff. But I mean, seriously, show me where it went from vacuum tubes to a silicon chip. It was a massive change.
Well,
I have to do some research on that, but
look, if they acknowledge that we got Velcro from the space program
and Tang
and microwaves and Tang, wouldn't they hide the really interesting stuff from us?
Yes. And there's a great book called The Day After Roswell that either is the most unbelievable tell-all nonfiction book of all time, or it is the best bit of fiction I've ever read. That's all I'm saying, but it will tell you it's this, supposedly he puts his name on it. He's a general, he's a whatever, lieutenant general. He was in charge of manipulating the Raytheons and the Northrop Grummons and everybody, all the contractors, to whatever they were, whatever off-world artifacts they were reverse engineering. each one of those players would only know one portion of what they're building and not know the whole picture and not understand where any of this stuff came from. It was just make it work.
Yep.
And that's so interesting because someone at Austell told me with their building ships, building ferries, right, for the military, that's how they work. Not everyone knows how this is working over here to this. Everyone works in compartments because you create your project and it gets put together somewhere else. So obviously he at least lays out in this book, The Day After Roswell, that he at least shows a very interesting way of how government hides things, like how governments work with budgeting, with projects, with all kinds of things. It's very cool. So very cool book.
Well, I will check that out. That does sound.
And you could get AI to explain the whole book because it's mighty long, I will say.
Yeah, I might enjoy it though.
No, it is. It's good, but who has time to read?
Yeah, right.
All right. So have we covered water enough, you think, Scott?
Yeah, I think so.
Do you want to put a exclamation point at the end of this thing?
The explanation point on the end of the water conversation is something to keep an eye on, but it should reverse and the trend should continue to decline in water usage, not a massive uptick. Because even as we use more of these tools, the efficiencies should balance that out.
Yeah, that the chips should get faster, stronger, lighter, more efficient.
Yeah, and if you tell me that I have to give up a hamburger a year or a shower, a year to use these tools, okay.
Well, we have talked about this. At some point, because it's national security, they will take away your shower. They'll take away your hamburger.
Yeah, but I'm saying they may voluntarily ask.
You know they.
Yeah, they and them. Those are my pronouns.
My pronouns are they and Illuminati.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I want when somebody says they did something, they be like, "Oh, they, huh?
It's
we know who that is."
Can I get in that they thing?
Yeah.
But just letting you know,
Who said
I'm tired of being on the other end of they.
Yeah, who said we have to do that? They did.
I want to be an us.
Who's going to win? Them.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to do all the weird rituals they have to do though.
We already do weird rituals.
Well, of course we do. I don't want to do things at the Bohemian Grove and all kinds of.
No. I'm not trying to get into that. Yeah, but I don't think you have to. If the world is
if you want to stay in the Eyes Wide Shut movie, you got to do some weird things, brother.
I don't want to be in the movie.
You're just saying you want to be a they.
No, I'm a they them. Those are my pronouns.
All right. Well,
I'm the new they them.
Not
like the
old. You're the one's going to change the paradigm.
No, I just want it to be the way I want it. I don't really care about the paradigm.
Well, by the way, $550 million wouldn't even, it would get you some power, but still wouldn't get you the power you want.
You know what it wouldn't get you?
That's why you need to buy your own island.
You know what?
That's why you need to buy your own island.
Easy on the islands. Private islands have been a large topic of discussion lately.
You can build your own now.
Yeah, well, we see what happens when people do that. It becomes an international trafficking rings for the Mossad. I'm not trying to put myself in those crosshairs.
You can be strong enough to keep the Mossad out by, you're not on the internet.
Listen,
you're not on these things that they can't blackmail you with kitty this and that.
I guarantee you there's two things that $550 million won't get you.
An island?
Well,
people in your business.
Membership to Augusta and the ability to protect yourself from Mossad. $550 million does not get either of those two.
Let's not be discriminatory. Let's just say intelligent services.
Okay.
Because trust me, you don't want to be on any end of any intelligence service.
Foreign intelligence service.
Ours are just as scary and weird.
Yeah, but if you say that, you get on the list.
Dude, we are not important enough. Literally, I would kind of find it fascinating if there was a van out there, worrying about the 4 people listening to us on lunch breaks.
We go out there after the show, and there's a van that's like, "Listen, there's 8 people that you talked to over the past hour.
Yeah,
that we've got a problem with."
Yeah, the only van that's out there for me would be a guy who's really into mid-aged men with small genitalia.
Oh,
yeah.
Quite the lining up for that.
That's all I get. I don't get any clandestine badass with sunglasses and black suits or no. I get the creeps. That's who would be waiting for me.
You're gonna walk outside and there's gonna be a van that says "Free Candy, Johnny."
I'm not a candy guy. Wonder what it would
free boxed wine.
I wonder what boxed wine. Free boxed wine would be.
Now we're talking.
That would be seriously.
What if it was like hop in for a free ride for an LA burger? I'd probably get in.
Yeah, white panel vans have a real negative connotation to them.
What if you got picked up in an A-Team van?
like a guy like
Mr. T,
like a Mr. T look-alike.
Yeah, the black van with the orange stripes. I'd probably get in.
Yeah, I love it when a plan comes together.
Yeah,
that's George Papard. That's the main guy. I love when a plan comes together.
Murdoch, right?
No, Murdoch was the crazy guy.
Oh, Face.
Nope. No, George Papard, the
great
colonel,
guy.
the colonel. Mr. Two would say, "I pity the fool."
Yeah.
That was it, and he hated to travel, so they drugged him every week. How did he not see that coming? Come on, man! How did he not see that coming? And no one died. All the car wrecks, worst shooters in the world of guns.
People
No
died-
one got shot.
No one died in the 80s from
Nobody.
gun
And
battles.
everybody hooked up on the Love Boat. Everybody hooked up on the Love Boat.
You know, they tried to reboot the Love Boat. And they called it Dr. Odyssey. It
it
one season with Joshua Jackson.
First of all, I remember looking at that during football season and going, "What the hell is this show about? Is it a hospital show? Is it a cruise show? What the hell's going on in this cruise?"
It's a both, and it was actually, if you just want background TV, it was fine.
Okay, so here's my new show.
All right,
it's called Herpes Yacht. Okay, and you stick mixed numbers of guys and gals, and somebody's got an STD.
All right.
And you find out at the end how many people got the one person that was planted in there with the STD. So then you find out at the end who was lucky and who wasn't so lucky.
Okay. I saw
Herpes Yacht. It's a lot easier than Herpes Island or anything like that.
Yeah.
So I think that's an SNL skit that I took from, but I still think that's pretty funny.
Well, I saw one somewhere. I don't know where I got it, but this would be a perfect TV show. You put 12 people in a house.
Yeah.
All right. One woman, 12 men. All right.
Okay.
No, I can't remember how the show goes.
You got it.
Hold on.
You have to lay the premise of the show.
All right. Here's the premise of the show. I think 12 guys, one girl. Everybody has to find the gay guy, but they're all straight. There is no gay guy.
So it's a red herring.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, so it's faulty gaydar.
Yeah.
Dude, that you can't have that. That's a rigged game, bro.
Well, it's also not appropriate, probably.
Well, of course it's not appropriate, but
they do a lot of things on TV that are not appropriate.
I mean, they'd have it on Bravo, wouldn't they?
Yeah, they probably would.
They'd probably have it on Bravo.
Hosted by the guys from the show.
Turn it around and make it where every one of them is gay.
Oh,
see that just flips on its head, right?
The straight guy?
No, it's finding the gay person, but they're all gay.
Oh yeah.
See, that way everybody wins.
Yeah.
And everybody's happy. Everybody's all accepting.
That's a good point.
Okay, all right, there you go.
That sounds better.
We're just solving world problems here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care who you
creating
love. I just want to watch
Bravo
TV.
shows.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd watch that show though, gotta be honest.
I probably wouldn't. But that's what lunch breaks are for, right? Talk about the TV shows we wouldn't watch.
Maybe in the next couple of years with the right AI prompt and platform, we can create our own false TV shows.
So there's no doubt you could do it right now. It's just expensive. But like everything else, it's going to get cheaper. Like, all right, so that's what.
Oh, you're $550 million.
Oh, buddy,
you can make your movie.
I'm creating all kind of movies.
But see, you could go find the best, wherever,
the best AI engineer in the world,
and say, "Hey, let's go and let's work on this script, and let's not have a single human actor in this bad boy, and let's make
the first."
The thing is,
AI-driven
you could
film.
probably go find a really good sci-fi script out there that hasn't been picked up. Like you would have to do all but clean it up a little bit, and then make that movie.
The first people that are going to do it.
Would you make a sci-fi movie or would you do something else?
I would make a sci-fi movie.
Yeah, I think I would too.
Yeah, I've already got the story.
Like an action sci-fi movie.
Yeah, I've got the story. Remember I told you.
I did. That's more cultural than sci-fi.
About the world keeps going everywhere, but Mobile.
Mobile's decided not to allow AI. It's very The Village to me.
Yeah,
but it's fine.
Yeah. Anyway,
you wouldn't want to have an alien thing with shoot 'em ups and spaceships and all that stuff.
I would have a time traveler. Because that way I could incorporate all time, a lot of different periods of time.
You could get
film.
Now, well, hold on. I hate to say this. I would say hire Eric Urban to do the soundtrack, but you'd probably use AI soundtrack just to keep the cost down.
You would have to, but you would hire Eric to make it using AI.
Oh, you'd make him the consultant.
No,
the writer.
He would be the writer. But I would ask him to use AI tools,
to keep the cost down.
Well, and specifically for the principle of the art.
Oh, okay, because it's an AI movie.
It's an AI movie.
I got you. A co-creation movie.
Exactly. Right. Yeah. So the AI is the collaborator. You would still want to have a really good director. But my point was, I think the first people to make really good AI movies are going to be people like Christopher Nolan. And James Cameron.
But the people who are already doing it.
Yeah, but they are limited by the technology of what they want to shoot. The AI unlocks anything that their brain can create. They can budget friendly produce now.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense what I'm saying?
It does.
Like James Cameron had to wait like 20 years to make Avatar because none of the technology was what he wanted, and so he invented part of the technology.
Okay, I'll go ahead and say most overrated film of all time.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's a reboot of Ferngully.
That's right, Ferngully.
Yeah.
Is that Disney? Was
Disney
Disney
was
Ferngully?
animated, but I don't think it was Disney.
Okay.
I think it was one of the Disney
I kept thinking
knockoffs.
Fraggle Rock.
It's similar.
Oh, similar to
Ferngully
Fraggle Rock?
and the Fraggle Rocks look
Boy, I
alike.
loved Fraggle Rock when I was little, man.
Yeah, that was a good show.
Also, hey, I just heard that I'm doing remember the Charlie Brown Jazz Christmas?
Yeah.
I'm actually doing the poster again this year with
Nice.
that group. I was asking John Milhan and this fabulous group of
That's
musicians.
really cool.
But he told me that they're doing it again this year, and then they're going to include some Emmett Otter. Remember Emmett Otter in the Christmas special?
I do.
They'll be doing some Emmett Otter
How about
songs on that. Yeah,
That's
I hope
cool.
I didn't just put a spoiler out there. Well, I don't think I was supposed to say that, but I'm sure John would take any promotion he can get. So.
So we'll have to talk about the show more often then.
But yeah, I might show some of my early sketches of what
Concept art.
What concept art for. What's nice is you can use a certain amount of the peanuts in the poster, but you can't use all of it because it starts having problems with copyright. There's certain things you can do and can't do, so it's kind of a fine line. You kind of.
Charles Schultz feels like the type of guy that would want people to celebrate.
It's his
music.
family, and it's the family has that thing of, and I understand this. Disney has to do this too. You have to treat the little kid that has the Disney lemonade stand just as you would as the pirates in China ripping off 100 million shirts. You have to treat that. So you can't have selective prosecution.
Yep.
And most time they do it okay, but so no, they come at you pretty good. And it's a cease and desist. I mean, come on. It's a letter.
When I was running the state fair, the Great Gulf State Fair, we used the Epcot music on a loop as you entered.
And they found out.
No, but when they asked, "What are you going to do if you find out?" I said, "We are going to celebrate because we are going to make
the news.
national news. National news."
Yeah, and you can say
And
the bad guy Disney picking on the old state fair.
Yeah, if you want to support us, buy tickets to that roller coaster.
Scott, you marketing. God, you.
I don't know about that. But it was.
We didn't even get to so tomorrow is Overly Optimistic Thursday. We're running out of time here. We have Overly Optimistic Thursday. No,
Friday.
Tomorrow is Dystopian Thursday. Boy, getting my days wrong. Friday is Overly Optimistic Thursday. We'll add some of the stuff we did not get to today. I will have a thing tomorrow about a real minority report that I just saw that's coming out. It's literally already coming out. The government has already signed contracts for it. I don't think it's Palantir, but I will do some research. We'll have that tomorrow.
Palantir adjacent.
So tomorrow, our dystopian kind of anchor will be Minority Report. Okay. So we'll do things based on the Minority Report movie and precognition and pre-crime. And then thanks for listening. Eric Erdman, check out his music. Eric Erdman on Spotify, ericerdmanmusic.com or ericerdman.com. Grammy nominated, Songwriter of the Year, won some awards last year. Great guy. And also go check out Callahan's. And until tomorrow, thanks again so much for watching.
That was fun. See you.
And them's the lunch breaks.